All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the true power with General Sarasun Seti. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepted members to not only the Sarasun Seti YouTube page, but the General Seti YouTube page, two dynamic powerhouse institutions on YouTube, giving you nothing but black power, black divinity. I want you to subscribe immediately. I want you to become a member. The link for the memberships right down in the video description is in the chat. All you had to do is just click it. You get a video introduction, rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarasun Seti General Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. The General got a new website up on Teachable, uploading a lot of dynamic curriculums, powerhouse programs, certificate courses. First one up, 25 Steps to the Redemption of Definitive Black Manhood, designed by the General strictly for the brothers. It's an amazing, amazing course. Get a preview. Click that link over there in the chat. Also included the Brotherhood of Heru Roundtable live stream where the brothers meet once a week, discussing very important, powerful, and important, vital, and powerful information pertinent to our growth and development. Make sure you get over there, get a preview, check it out, family. Become a brother, become a member today. Ring the alarm, kingseti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarasun Seti, DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. I got something for your family. I know you're going to like and love. Get over there, check out the catalog, get a discount, shop and save and shop. Pull the fire alarm, General. Oh, wait a minute. Let's get this one in. Patreon, family. Patreon. Everybody know General got the pop in his page on Patreon by far. By far. We got the newest presentation, Electric Melanin and the Explosive Black Mind. Also coming up, the Netters of Chaos, Tyrett, and so back. We talking about the gods and goddesses or the primordial black abyss. We dealing with divinity. We also got the biblical creation story exposed. This presentation will turn the world upside down. I want you in there to get that work, family. And we got the Carthaginian, Phoenician presentation masters of the Mediterranean. So click that link at the top of the chat and become a patron today. To all the family that donate to the General, I appreciate you. Those would like to donate, the link is right there in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarasun Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. Now, I'm going to try to let a few of y'all live out there because I know you're silly. And I know you still want to come over here and build with the General because you can't help but to get some wisdom. You going to get some wisdom, nigga. You going to get that work. I don't care. You see what I'm saying? Y'all, you going to get that. You cannot beat me. I'm just going to tell you that. So don't try to do that. You can come over here and get educated if you want to. You see what I'm saying? And I'll do that for you. But don't come over here thinking you could beat me because you're going to fail. You see, and you're going to fail badly. That's my warning to you. But anyway, African Sister praises FBA and points out the serious shade Africans have for us. So see, here we got a sister, one of the elder sisters that's speaking. On matter of fact, I got more than one that's speaking that they know that Africans got shade for blacks in America. Not all, and she speaks that it's not all, but it's a lot. You see what I'm saying? And she give us, our propers. She give us our due. And they know and say if it was not for us, they would not be over here. You see what I'm saying? And understanding we were fighting for ourselves. We wasn't fighting for everybody. But the fact that we fought for ourselves and got the civil rights and the right, the rights during the civil rights movement, that enabled other people from of Africa and of the Caribbean in other areas to migrate into America. It was that labor. You see what I'm saying? So how in the hell y'all think y'all going? But it's a lot of family that know that and give propers where propers is due. Let's go on and jump right on off into this. You see, that's why you can't diss everybody. Here we go. Let's get it on in there. Where is that? Here you go. Okay.
And saying that we have the right.
Here we go. Let me turn it up.
When it's time to give kudos, that's what I'm going to do. So shout out to this African woman for giving praise to FBA and thanking us and saying that we have the right to be angry at what's going on right now.
Us immigrants, not all of us, but a lot of us, seem to forget, or maybe they just don't know. But if you have been living in this country long enough, you should know that. The reason why we're here, the reason why we are allowed to be here is because of the work Black Americans did. Because of the sacrifices they did. Because all the fights they had to fight in order for us, for them, because they didn't do it for us, they did it for themselves, and it's right. But today we are enjoying the fruit of their labor. And we should not forget that. I'm an immigrant. And yes, in my community, or in an immigrant community, and nobody can say otherwise, is a lot of disrespect for African American. It's a lot of it. I have heard it. And I have to admit that when I first came, I was also ignorant of their history. But after being in this country, for the amount of time I have been here, if I act like I don't know that, it means that I'm willingly demeaning them. They are mad. And you know what immigrants should do right now? We should not be arguing with them. We should be quiet and listen. Listen to what they're saying. Listen. No. It is not about us. It's about how they feel. It's about the experience. And guys, they are right. Many immigrant community call them lazy. They're not lazy. They even say they don't have a culture, and that's an insult. Of course they have a culture. Of course they do. In the music, in the food, in the way they live their life, in the way they dress, they have a culture. And by the way, a culture that is a leader in many ways. Our children in Africa dress like Black children. Children in Asia dress like Black children. Children in Latin America, in Europe. So please stop saying. And it's not only limited to clothing. It's in music, it's in history, it's in literature, it's in science. The immigrant community need to stop demeaning and disrespecting Black American. They are mad, and they have all the right to be mad. Now, if my immigrant community or my African community want to come after me for what I say, that is on you. I don't care. Because the truth is the truth. And we need to admit where we're coming short. You're going to come to people's house and you want to look down at them? You want to disrespect them? Yes, not all Africans. Yes, not all Latino. Yes, not all blah, blah, blah. Or Asian, blah, blah. But enough to make a lot of noise. But enough for them to be mad. Rightfully so. We need to be quiet now and listen to what they have to tell us. No doubting the experience. No undermining the experience. No forgetting the accomplishments. We need to stop that. We need to stop, particularly the African community. You want to say they are our brother and sister and this is how you're treating them? Not everybody, but a lot of us do. We look down. We criticize them. We do it and we should not deny it. As a community, we do it. And we need to stop. Unity would be great. We all want unity. But unity without respect is impossible. Unity without recognizing the accomplishments of part of the group is impossible.
That's crazy. That's right. We're in there dropping that heavy mental, that gas, that global African supremacy, Black power. You already know. Yeah. Every time I end this shit, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power. I don't have no debate. I'm African. I'm African and I'm Black. You feel me? Black is that divinity. You see, that's the African is your planetary identity. You see what I'm saying? That's your planetary identity, where you emerged at on this planet. but the blackness is our connection to the cosmos. See, it's a lot of Africans, and we African now, but every African ain't divine. So that's where the next step is. Levels to this shit. You see, is levels to this shit. They say they can't. Yeah, that's why they allowed the greatness of their history. And them same people that say that they can't identify with black, they be the first nigga and they're looking at white Jesus. That's crazy, but it's true. Yeah, but see, we got to understand that. You understand even that term, because just you know, I am. That's my based on my blood and my lineage. Yes, my immediate lineage is here, but I'm an ancient man. Didn't start here. You see, didn't start here. Lineage all over the world. We got the spark today. When you talk about civilization, that's the torch. Civilization is not something that could be invented in a generation. It's not something that could be invented in 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, even 100 generations for some of this shit. You see what I'm saying? If you're going to delineate from shit that you say, oh, it didn't come, then give up the goddamn calendar. That was invented in Egypt. You see what I'm saying? Give up the goddamn alphabet. Don't write on no more paper, nigga. Paper come out of papyrus. Paper come from papyrus. Give up the goddamn paper. You see what I'm saying? We start showing everything that come, a lot of the inventions of the world from the ancient world come about Africa. God damn it. So if you're going to delineate, motherfucker, give up everything. Give it up. You see what I'm saying? But you can't do that. It don't make no motherfucking sense. So we are ancient people. Yes, we here. Yes, we the ones that populated over here. Yes, we put it down over here. But you can see in the ancient world that we wasn't disconnected like that. These civilizations in order, and I done studied it all over the world. The only way for the temples, the literature, the deities, the connection to the cosmos, it was in unison all over the planet. They could only have that type of unity if they was united in mind and in spirit. That's the only way. Yes, when you go into certain areas, yes, they're going to have a different way to do, but the core of it, you see, you always got the core is the same, that black divinity. And then you got clothing, you got hairstyles. Yeah, that's going to be different. That's understandable. Yeah, that's understandable. And we have our own over here. But at the same time, we are a branch on the tree. We're not the tree trunk. We are a branch on the tree, and we are a mighty branch on the tree. You see, but we're not the trunk. We got to stop that. We got to stop, denying, reality. You feel what I'm saying? These, and people don't understand. These white people be tapping out. They already done said that the old Mex, a lot of this shit that's in America come out of Africa. They know it. Some of it is too complex for it to be a fucking just a coincidence. It's too complex. They can see the shit based on the science that it's only 2 places where you see it, 2 or 3 places where you see it in the world. And only in Africa where you see it, you understand? And just multiplicity. It's just, it's just so much. You see, it's just so much where that this was the epicenter of where it started. You see, this was the epicenter of where it started. And so I don't argue with motherfuckers like that. You see, I don't argue with motherfuckers like that. We are global people. You see, ain't nothing wrong with being FBA. Ain't nothing wrong with saying that this is our house, because it is. You see, but it was Africans over here before, it was Africans coming back and forth from over to from that continent and other continents. Not just, they wasn't just coming from Africa. They was coming from, what they call Oceania. They was coming, but we was going into Oceania from Africa. You see, so I mean, that's what the circumnavigation of African people had circumnavigated the globe. You see, so where you see on like in Mexico, but you also got to deal with Peru, where you got the megalithic structures in Peru. You see, but with the Egyptian tapered doorways and the same zigzag megalithic stones that you see in Egypt, you see in Peru. This is no goddamn coincidence. It's only a few people in the world that could carve on that level and move blocks on that level. Only African people were doing it like that. You see, so people gonna go into the bush and hide. We talking about civilization. We talking about shit that can be proven. You see, beyond a reasonable doubt. That's what civilization is. You see, that's what civilization, where you can prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. And that's why people don't want to go beyond even the 1800. Because if you go beyond that and you deal, how you not going to deal with the megalithic heads of the Olmec? But you're going to touch it and run, because when we get and deal with the science of it, just like when we talk about the kings that's buried down in the pyramids. I even showed the motherfucker where they got the L-shaped stairway in the goddamn pyramid. The one in Pakal in Palenka got the same L stairway inside the pyramid with the damn sarcophagus, a stone sarcophagus with hieroglyphics on it. You see what I'm saying? Down in the same design as the African design. And you gonna sit up in here and play games and shit like we don't know what the fuck we talking about? Y'all is in a state of confusion. You see what I'm saying? It has always been a global world. It's nothing been stopping us from coming. We've been coming, even when you start even talking about the Olmecs in Egypt. That's the latest era of our people. Our people was here, had eras even before that. Shit, Egypt is like one of the last, in the Olmecs, that's that last era. It was eras before that. Shit, they didn't develop the science to build the pyramids after they had already developed that science. You see? Yeah, we had already developed that science. That's right. Ray, you hitting that shit, you on them, you on their ass tonight, Ray. That's right. Crush their ass. They ain't coming over here. We enjoy all the black groups. That's African oriented, black or black. However, I'm black and African. I can deal with the people that just want to be black, and I can deal with people that want to be African. Then I can deal with both of them at the same time. I ain't got no problem, because I understand both. I understand my continental, or my planet, which is planetary. You understand? My planetary lineage, my planetary identity, and I understand my cosmic identity. Black is our cosmic identity. See, they don't understand that. And that's why we on a different level. So they could say, oh, I'm African, that's my culture, I'm this, but you worshiping white Jesus. Make that shit make sense to me. So that ain't enough for me. Y'all's talking about, well, why don't you? No, that's not enough for me. So I understand that. We got to be black, and we have to be, which shows that we divine, that we're connected to the cosmos. That means we don't need no religion. A lot of them niggas, they need religion. You see what I'm saying? Because they disconnected from their blackness, and they say, oh, we cannot call ourselves black. That's why, because they're disconnected from their divinity. You see? So that don't mean, so they connected to just the earthly shit. You see, and that's why it's so easy for them to go in and out of different ideals and shit. They don't know their divinity. And so they could be anything. They could be this today. They could be a goddamn Christian or Muslim. They could be whatever the fuck, whatever religion out there. They'll jump from one to one to one to one to one because they lost. They don't know their divinity, what they were before any of this shit ever existed. And that's their goddamn problem. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, I appreciate y'all, family. We had a nice night tonight. We're going to come back tomorrow. I'm not letting up off. Come on over here. I know y'all want to get with me. Bring it on. I'm ready. I'm glad that y'all want to come over here and have this conversation with me. Bring your ass. But you will not beat me. I guarantee you. This is General Sabra soon said. He said, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education. Make sure you get over there to Patreon, click a link, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you today, later on. Black Power.